What's going on, guys? My name is Dawson Redden and I'm a proud Gryffindor, and welcome back to Fantastic Reddens and Where to Find Them. I hope you are all doing well. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different than what you're used to seeing here on this channel. Today, I want to talk about a video game that is actually getting ready to come out pretty soon. We don't have an exact date, but we do know it is scheduled for next year. It was put off from this year to next year, but we are getting closer and closer to the magic as each day comes. So this game that we're going to be discussing today is Hogwarts Legacy by PORTKEY Games. Now I want to sit down and discuss with you guys what this game is about. I want to talk about what I'm excited about, and I want to talk about what I'm nervous about, and I want to just dive deep into this game and talk about it with you guys and discuss all these different things. So I figured if you don't know what Hogwarts Legacy is, we'd dive into what it is first. So Hogwarts Legacy is an immersive, open-world action RPG set in the world first introduced in the Harry Potter books. Now you can take control of the action and be at the center of your own adventure in the wizarding world. Embark on a journey through familiar and new locations as you explore and discover fantastic beasts, customize your character, and craft potions, master spellcasting, upgrade talents, and become a wizard you've always wanted to be. Experience Hogwarts in the 1800s. Your character is a student who holds the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the wizarding world apart. You have received a late acceptance to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and soon discover that you are no ordinary student. You possess an unusual ability to perceive and master ancient magic. Only you can decide if you will protect the secret for the good of all, or yield to the temptation of your sinister magic. Discover the feeling of living at Hogwarts as you make allies, battle dark wizards, and ultimately decide the fate of the wizarding world. Your legacy is what you make of it. Live the unwritten. Now that is a lot to take in, and we're going to dive into every bit of it and talk about what could happen in this game and what I'm hoping that we get to see in this game, because I'm super excited about it and I've been excited for it for a very long time. So let's just jump into it. So let's first discuss what platforms you will be able to play this video game on. You'll be able to play it on Microsoft Windows, which means you're going to be able to play it on your PC if you have a PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Series S. So all of the top platforms you will be able to play Hogwarts Legacy on. Now, this is an action role-playing game, and if you're unaware of what an action role-playing game is, it's basically a subgenre of a video game that combines the core elements from both an action game and a role-playing game. So a good example of an action RPG would be Kingdom Hearts, if you've ever heard of it. And then also there are some Final Fantasy games out there that are action role-playing as well, along with so many others. But those are two big ones that you may have heard of if you play a lot of video games, right? And so if you're watching this video, I would assume that you play video games or you're just a big Harry Potter fan. But in case you didn't know, I wanted to let you know what the game was actually going to be centered around, and that is definitely an action role-playing game. Now, this was developed by Avalanche Software. I don't really know a whole lot about this company, but it is through PORTKEY Games, which PORTKEY Games has done a lot of mobile stuff, and so I'm going to dive into that in just a little bit, because the word mobile gaming really kind of throws me off and makes me worried about a lot of things, and hopefully that's not implemented in here into this video game, or I'm going to be very, very upset. So like I said, this video game takes place in the 1800s, which means we're probably not going to be seeing our big trio, right? This is going to be a lot of fresh faces, a lot of new faces, probably not too many returning characters, although we could potentially see a few faces that we know, such as Peeves the Ghost or any other of the house ghosts, some of the portraits that you may know. And then the big one, if this is set in the late 1800s, we could see a student Albus Dumbledore. Now, we do know that Albus Dumbledore was a student in the 1890s, so if this was set in the later part of the 1800s, we definitely could see an Albus Dumbledore in the game. Now, do I think this will happen, or should happen. I think that honestly, it is highly likely that we could see Albus Dumbledore and them set this in the later part of the 1800s. Now, do I wish for them to do this? Honestly, I don't. The reason being is Albus Dumbledore, I feel like, is going to take away from the story, but I know they're probably going to want to pick from that Rememberberry tree and get something that, as a Harry Potter fan, you know and you love, and that you can grasp a hold of in the world and be like, I know this, I remember this, and feel like it's something that you know and can relate to and attach to. Now, I personally do not wish for them to do this because Albus Dumbledore is such a huge character, and I feel like that is going to take away from all the other characters in the game. Other characters in the game are going to feel less important because you're going to want to be friends with Albus Dumbledore, right? If he's a student and you're a student, you're going to want to be friends with him if you're able to make friendships like they're saying you will be able to do. And I just feel like Albus Dumbledore is one that will just take the light and just kind of steal the show, and I think it'll take away from all the other characters that they may be wanting to develop or trying to develop. And so, me personally, I really hope they steer clear of this, and maybe we do the early parts of the 1800s, but not the late 1800s. I just do not want to see it, as much as I think it would be cool to see a young Albus Dumbledore in the game. It's something that I just really hope they do not do. So let's talk about locations and creatures and things that we for sure know are going to be in the game from the trailer. So locations, we know we're going to be able to go to Diagon Alley. We're going to see Ollivanders, Hogsmeade, Hogwarts Castle, the Great Hall, the library, the potions classroom, the courtyard. We're going to be able to explore Hogwarts grounds, the herbology classroom, and the Forbidden Forest has all been shown within this trailer. And magic, we can see that we're going to be able to do some type of potion and crafting of some kind and using spells, right? Casting spells. Creatures, we're going to be able to see a ton of beasts, it looks like. Now, what we've seen in the trailer so far is like a mooncalf, a graphorn, a dragon, a hippogriff, a troll, an acromantula, thestrals, and many other things I'm sure are going to make its way into this video game. We also have Dementors and Infuries. So a lot of stuff to unpack in this video game. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that is already in this world that has been created for this world, which is another reason why I don't feel like we need Dumbledore in this game. There's so many other things that are relatable and feel like home. Hogwarts itself feels like home, whether it's set in the 1800s or set in the day of Harry Potter or present time. I think that everyone is still going to be able to relate to this game and feel like they're at home as they're walking and exploring the castle. And speaking of being able to explore and do these things, we do know this is not just an action RPG, but an open world RPG. Open world means that you have a lot of freedom to explore. So you'll be able to explore the castle, you'll be able to explore the grounds such as Hogsmeade, the Hogwarts ground, the Forbidden Forest. You'll be able to explore a ton of locations that, you know, are maybe new and things that you've seen before. So this is where we dive into kind of what I'm wanting from this video game, what I'm expecting, what I'm hoping they do to make it as immersive as possible. With it being an open world RPG, you have so many things that you can do, and I want to have complete and utter freedom to go anywhere I want. I want to be able to open every door there is that is shown and be able to explore the different rooms. I want to be able to explore the different classrooms. I want to be able to go to my different classes and learn those different spells, and everything that I would be able to do in person, I want to be able to do within the video game. I want to be able to explore Hogsmeade on my own free will and go have a butter beer, go to the Three Broomsticks, go to Honeydukes. I want to be able to do all of these different things within the game and feel like I'm actually living out that Hogwarts Legacy, right? I mean, that is what the name of the video game is Hogwarts Legacy. And so I want to be able to live out my legacy and tell my story, and I feel like the best way to do that is to be able to explore these big areas, these open areas, and have that freedom to be able to go and do whatever I want to do. Now, speaking of being able to do whatever you want to do, this game looks to be like it's going to be very much you choose your own path, right? So you can choose to use your power for good or use your power for evil. So if you've ever played the game Fable, I'm assuming that's kind of the direction they're going. So you can take to the light side or the dark side. The choice is yours, and you can decide your fate and the fate of the wizarding world. I'm really hoping that we're going to be able to not only explore these areas, but be able to explore them in different ways, right? So being able to get on a hippogriff and ride it, get on a thestral and ride it, and then be able to get on your broomstick. Of course, the broomsticks are shown within the trailer, so hopefully we're going to get to fly around on broomsticks, maybe play some Quidditch, and hopefully they are able to do that justice. I know that can be a difficult task, but I'm hoping that they are able to pull it off. Now, one thing that I am super nervous about, and I touched on this at the beginning of this video, is that this was developed by PORTKEY Games along with Avalanche. Now, PORTKEY Games is known for mobile gaming, and mobile gaming, honestly, it puts a bad taste in my mouth, a sour taste in my mouth. Mobile gaming usually comes along with microtransactions, and microtransactions have been making their way into our video games throughout the years and getting worse and worse and worse. If you're not aware of what a microtransaction is, basically that is where you spend money to get cosmetics and other things within the video game itself. Now, if I am paying a price tag of $60, $70, $80 for a video game, I'm paying for a video game that I want to be completely finished, right? So I don't want to have to pay extra money for these different skins or these different outfits or these different wands or different brooms, and I'm terribly afraid that there is going to be some type of microtransaction involved in this game to gain money, to be able to maybe get a different looking broomstick, get a different looking wand, you know, these different things, being able to change this or change that, and I can see them doing that. And I'm honestly hoping that is not the case, and that we're just going to get a fully fleshed out video game. This game has been delayed, and I'm hoping that that is for good reason, because usually delays mean something is wrong. I'm hoping that that is not the case with this game, and that they're delaying it to fine-tune and just really make it a super polished video game, because they know that the Harry Potter fans are expecting something amazing, and they don't want to put it out unless they know for sure that it is going to do really well and is going to be received well. So hopefully there's nothing terribly bad going on with this video game, with developers or anything like that. I have not really dove into that to look to see if there's been issues or people leaving the game studio that is developing this or anything like that. I really hope that it's just them looking to polish this game and make it the best video game that they can make for the Harry Potter fans, because I can tell you this, I am looking forward to this so much. Now, as far as a time frame, it has been pushed back to 2022. Now, we do not know, is that the beginning of 2022, is that the middle of 2022, or is that at the end of 2022? My personal belief is that we're going to see some more of this video game very soon, and if I was a betting man, I would assume that we will get this game released shortly after we get the new Fantastic Beasts film. I don't know that for sure, but I'm going to assume that they're going to try to release these back to back. I would assume the movie first to get everybody excited, and then right after we're going to maybe possibly get the release of this video game. Now, we do have a big event coming up on January 1st. It's a reunion on HBO Max, and they're going to be discussing Harry Potter, right? And so the cast is back, first time ever back together talking about Harry Potter, and maybe we might get a big chunk of information not only relating to the new Fantastic Beasts film, but hopefully we'll get some information about Hogwarts Legacy as well. I do not know if we'll get anything on either of them, but I think it'd be really cool if we got some type of trailer during that event for both the new video game Hogwarts Legacy and also Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Now, we could see stuff sooner than that, but we all know 2022 is a big year for Harry Potter fans, and what a time to be alive as a Harry Potter fan. There's just so much going on with Hogwarts Legacy, with Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, with the new expedition that is opening up here in the US. There's so much stuff that is going on. We have a game show coming out at the end of this month. I mean, it's just an amazing time to be a Harry Potter fan. There's just so much going on. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time to sit down and talk about this video game and discuss it with you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm curious as to what you guys are expecting out of this video game. Are you going to be picking this up? Do you play video games? And maybe you're not a big video game person, but you don't want to miss out on this. So will you possibly be picking it up? I want to know what your guys' thoughts on it are, what you're excited about, what you maybe are worried about, what you want to see from this video game. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know all of that. I'd love to have a discussion with you guys and talk about it. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and maybe give it a share. And then let me know down below if you enjoyed the video and if you'd like some more content kind of like this, because I thought it'd be cool to post some videos like this every once in a while where we just sit down and have a discussion, kind of like a podcast. So guys, I hope you're all doing well. Hopefully you gained some information about this new video game, and hopefully you enjoyed this. So I will talk to you again very soon. So until next time, guys, Knox.
Doesn't quite understand me. Know what I mean?
Woohoo!